Michael Frankel, CageMinds.com, UFC 190, 5 weeks away. We got joining us from that card, Soa The Hulk. He's from Australia. We're catching him in Thailand. Thank you for the time, sir. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on.
It's been too long since I got to talk to you, and I always, every time I'm talking to you, have to thank you for the first ever interview I ever did.
No, it's all. Hey, you know what, man? I'm honored to have you, I know, interview me and spread the love out there and the Hulk and the Hulk name out there. And thank you for interviewing me, man. So it's good. Thank you.
So I know you had been out at the original AKA in San Jose before. Was that the connection that led you to now moving to the Thailand base camp?
No, I've never been to the San Jose one, but I'll tell you what actually happened. It's I wanted to. Instead of going to America, it does cost a lot of money, obviously. Thousands of dollars. Moving over there and kind of doing a camp there. But I wanted to find somewhere close, and I thought of Thailand, and I kind of, by chance, I was on Facebook, and then an AKA Thailand was on. The page. I just stumbled through the page, and then I emailed the email, and Mike Swig, the UFC fighter, sent me an email, replied to my email. So, yeah, said, man, if you come up here, man, and come up and train with us at the gym. And I said, oh, great. So I came over here, and I was looking at other gyms as well over in Thailand to train it. But when I kind of went to the AKA, they were just kind of building. So they were, the slabs were down, and the wrestling room wasn't ready yet, and the restaurant wasn't ready. So to where it is now, it's unbelievable. Where it is now, it's kind of one of the best gyms in the world. Actually, probably the best gym in the world. It's unbelievable. This whole how Mike Swig and Blair Spears, how they kind of structured it and built this awesome gym. So yeah, and now I'm here training. So
And if people don't know, I believe it was very recently UFC Ultimate Insider went down to Thailand, and Mike Swick was able to show them around. And I got to say, from what they showed, that scenery that you guys have when you're hitting the heavy bags is just amazing. And I can't imagine what it's like to actually train out in a jungle.
oh, it's awesome, especially in the mornings when it's and then you sweat like you're sweating like a you not only you're in the jungle, but you sweating like an animal. Hitting the bags and in the scenery. You've got cows there mooing. Where in the jungle you've got all type of animals in there, and then you end up start to train like an animal. So, but yeah, it's good, man. It's the facilities are great. The wrestling gym, the wrestling inside, it's actually air conditioned, so for your comfort. So it's been awesome. They've done a great job.
Also, we know that you're originally from Australia, so with this move, is it just for the camps, or is this possible something where you're going to relocate?
Hmm. Well, this is my third time I've been here for a camp, so I think I don't really have to go anywhere apart from just coming here, and there's some, obviously Thailand is one of the best kind of stand-ups in the world from obviously the Muay Thai and stuff, and that's their main sport over here. But I've got some good, I brought in some good wrestlers in that as well. Amir Akbari, he's over here. He's a two-time gold medalist. So he's over here training. I've got Taito Ivasa, Mark Hunt, sparring partner, when he fought Bigfoot. Also got Mark Hunt over here as well. So, man, I've got and another two other guys, heavyweights over here as well. So it's a good camp for me, and I'm going to be come August the 1st. I'm going to be ready.
And you said this is going to be your third fight now with AKA Thailand, correct?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I did. I came and did a camp like 2 or 3 weeks here when I fought Ruan Potts in Cincinnati, and then I came back again when I fought the Walt Harris, and then I've come back again, obviously for the Bigfoot it's just too hard to to be actually in Australia, and because you've got so much distractions and stuff like that. So it's good to be away, and all you do is go and train, come home, sleep, go back and train, and then that's all you do: eat, sleep, train, eat, sleep, train, and toilet.
Noticed in that Walt Harris fight, you did have Mike Swick in your corner. So what's it been like working with him, that veteran, and the advice he gives during the fight?
It's been good, Mike's actually he was currently doing his camp as well. So he's fighting on the UFC 189 Aldo versus McGregor, and yeah, it's been exciting to have two camps, two UFC camps, at the same time here, and the morale and the atmosphere around the gym is good. Everyone's keen to get it, to help out, and and guys some guys are fighting out of the gym as well. So it's good. Mike has left. He's in America now, so he's finishing his last week and stuff in San Jose with his mentor, Javier. And then he'll obviously do that last week. He'll be in Vegas and getting ready for this fight. I think he's this is the fittest I've ever seen Mike, and he's looking good as well. And he's sharp, and he's got a gas tank to go for days. So I can't wait to watch his fight.
And then recently I heard that in Australia there's Hulk Talk. So tell us about what that is.
Hulk Talk. I originally started this Hulk Talk. It was just kind of for fun, do radio show. Basically, we interview two people, but our last couple of episodes we've been interviewing everyone, basically not from MMA, but from all different directions. NBA players, rugby players, NFL players. And it's kicked off. It's kind of like gone beyond my expectations. The other guy that does it with me on the radio, Brett Benetti, media man, Brett Benetti. He's the man. But he's does it, and because I'm over here, we run it every Friday. So he's in the studio, and then he rings me up, and then we kind of do our whole talk, and then we interview people and that as well. Last week we had Joanne. She's the champ. Joanna, is it Joanne? Yeah. She was the champ. Yeah, we had her on, and we've had heaps of people. Charles Sonnen. We had Travis Brown. We've had Rashad Evans. We've had NBA player Lakers on there. So it's good. It's just something different that not it's just fighting. I can put my energy into something else as well. It's not only that. Movies. We're doing all sorts of things.
Did it take some time to get adjusted to being on the interviewing side of an interview, shooting the questions instead of answering them?
It sure did. It was a bit of a but it's the entertainment thing. I think if you listen to my first couple of ones, I'm kind of a bit nervous, but now we're just flowing through it. We're kind of having a chat as we go along, and things are not structured where it's it's good. It's been really good. It's I'm learning, and obviously getting interviewed by you. I'll pick up some little hints and that, and hit little stuff from you and that as well. So
right, it's like you got to bring up stuff that the interviewee gives you. Like you said, entertaining. Well, I can tell entertaining's been almost every time you've gotten to climb into the cage so far in this return. 4 knockout wins. How have you felt about this second run and being able to show everyone the real Hulk after we know you were so determined to get back after the first showing?
Oh man, it's so good. Man, you wouldn't understand how many doubters and how many people haters and stuff like that. Especially when I fought in 2007, that was the worst fight ever against Eddie Sanchez. And big ups to Eddie Sanchez, man. He's a good fighter, and to have for all that expectation, he's supposed to win that, but Eddie Sanchez kicked my ass, which I think it's a good thing that he did kick my ass, because it kind of it put me back to reality. And obviously getting cut by the UFC after that first fight, they said we're never signing you up ever again. and then to one day kind of sitting at home thinking, you know what, I do not want to be 50 years old and be thinking to myself, I'm not, I want to be 50 years old and think, yeah, I did it. I went back and did it. I don't want to be 50 years old and think, oh, I could have, I should have. So I jumped back in there, started training hard. A couple of fights in, I won my first fight, and then the second fight was against Daniel Cormier. So then he kicked my ass, and I went, oh man, here we go again. So then I thought, you know what, I never ever want to lose again after Daniel Cormier. I never ever want to lose again. And then I started hitting it. So I just started hustling and grinding every day hard. And then I 1 fight, 2 fights, 3 fights, 4 fights. After the 6th fight, we hit UFC up. They said, no, we don't want you. 7 fights, 8 fights, and they were all knockouts. 9 fights, boom. And then they said, okay, let's do it. And then I got hooked up with Paradigm, Audi and Saya from Paradigm Sports Management. Man, they've been so good to me. I love them guys, man. And they've got a lot of guys on their books. They've got the champ, Chris Wildman. They've got Conor McGregor, Ross Pearson, Michael Bisping, and they got me. But I was one of the first ones with them. So, but yeah, it's been good, man. I love them, and I'm really thankful for them to have me on board with them, and they believed in me to actually take a chance with me.
I know we had the Hulk for the UFC campaign, the hashtag going for a very long time.
I know.
Once everything paid off, what was it like getting the call to fight at UFC 164, getting the call to re-sign with the UFC?
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was like, it was a dream come true but in that dream, dreams can become a nightmare. So I just made sure that it doesn't stop here. I've got to the UFC. I need to keep going. Need to keep smashing it. And I'm real thankful for Dana White for having me on board and having me back on board and the whole organizations, to having me on board. Joe Silva giving me, matching me up, especially giving me this fight. And I thank number one, I thank God for it as well. So, yeah.
We know you have a black belt in BJJ. Last 12 wins have all been by knockout. And especially in the UFC, we've seen you get on top and you just smash guys. Has there been a reason why you've thought knockout over submission, or is it just what you've seen, what they've given you?
I just feel like so much energy when I'm on top of someone. I just think, I see red, I was like, man, you should. I told you not to steal my lunch money at school, That's why I just, it's like, man, I told you not to take my lunch money, bully. And I was like, man, now I start getting to it. But no, it's just the thing, like for submissions, some submissions can go, and then go pear shape. I thought I might just get it done and just knock them out. But hey, it could be the other way around, man. And then Bigfoot could be on top of me, hitting me, and he's like, So it's, in the heavyweight division, anyone that's over 110 kilos can potentially knock you out, And this fight, I don't see this fight kind of going to the 3rd round. I think, if Bigfoot swings, man, he connects, he's going to knock me out. And if I swing, and I connect, I'm going to knock him out. So he's got heavy hands. I've got heavy hands, and it's going to be such an exciting fight. And I'm honored to be in there with the Bigfoot, man. He's a champion, and I followed his career, and he's I'm really excited about this fight.
It's the top-ranked opponent. He's up there in that top 10. You're 4-1 in the UFC. What was your thoughts about getting the opportunity for such a big slot on a pay-per-view card?
Yeah, it's I think I deserve it. I think that I think the whole heavyweight division has totally opened up, especially after Kane, the Kane fight. But and everyone's gunning for that belt. Everyone wants that belt, and they want it hard. Look at Ben Rothwell. He's calling for that belt. Dos Santos thinks now, he's like, oh yeah, I've got a chance now to get that belt. Everyone, Orlovsky wants that belt again, and everyone wants that belt. So, there's going to be a run for it, and and the hardest person, the hardest working heavyweight out there is the one, and that is the one that's going to get it.
Specifically talking about Bigfoot coming up in this fight, What is the biggest problem he presents to you?
Um, you know, he can cause so many problems. You know he's he, he's just one. If he connects, he's just and then he comes forward as well. So and if he throws, he just continuously throws, and his punches are like thundering punches. That. And if he connects with you, you're going to sleep. So he's good on his feet and on the ground. He's got some good stuff on the ground. He hasn't really kind of showed his ground, which he's never had to, because he's either knocked them out, like, or kind of hasn't needed to show his ground. But I think this is going to be a good fight between two black belts and two people that can throw him.
The last four fights for Silva, he's got 3 first round knockout losses, and then went through war with the man that's in your camp. So, for you studying him, what fight are you really taking a look at to see what the real Bigfoot Silva is that you expect to come at you?
I don't think it's been the same after Mark Hunt. Um, and then them two went for it. That was a war. They went toe to toe, and yeah. But I think I think he's going to bring everything he's got. This is a big chance for him to make a statement, and this is a big chance for me to make a statement as well. So we're both in the same boat, and but I think he's got a lot more pressure on him, as to making sure he gets this win. And I'm coming in there like just coming in there with no pressure, but to try to get that win. So I'm looking forward to it.
You're a lovable, likable guy, usually get a warm reception. Probably going to be a little different in Brazil. What are your thoughts on playing the heel?
Oh man, I don't care. Like I love Brazil. I've been there before in 2001 for Abu Dhabi competition, and I just love the people. I love the atmosphere. You know what they're like with the soccer. They're just so energetic, and I love it. Like and of course they're going to be cheering for him, because that's their boy. He's representing Brazil. But I'm not only representing Australia. I'm representing the whole world, man. So even Brazil. But I don't really care. Like I just like the atmosphere, and I'll feel the atmosphere when I walk out, and yeah, love me or hate me, I'm gonna go out there and do my best, and give it some entertainment.
In the last fight, I have to ask, how hard were those Walt Harris kicks? I rewatched the fight just last night while I was at work. Some of those body kicks were thunderous. What was it like to take them?
Yeah. Walt Harris he's man, he's got some good hands. I thought I was supposed to fight Daniel Abrikovic or something, and I mean he's tough as well. But I think Walt Harris, watching his tapes, I think he's I mean he can unload, and if he catches you, you're gonna go to sleep. And I was very fortunate to get that win, and I think he stopped a few of my takedowns, and I thought, okay, no worries, well, let's stand then. And then we stood up, and then he's had a ton of boxing fights. So yeah, he's done a load of boxing fights. But good, all good to him, man. He's a champion, and and that was his chance to come back into the UFC, because you got cut. But I hope he stays around the UFC for a long time, because I think he deserves it. And I think everyone deserves to be everyone that's in the UFC deserves to stay in the UFC. But it's good, because we're blessed.
Coming off of these UFC performances, like I said, 4-1 in this run, what of the things that you've really concentrated on improving to round out your complete game?
Just making sure I'm conditioned. So I want to step in there and be 3 rounds of just non-stop action. So, and if I can keep moving, and be agile, and for the whole 3 rounds, then that's good. I want to be making sure that I keep pushing that pace, and push that pace for 3 rounds, and that's my main thing. And apart from that, nothing else matters apart from just making sure I'm conditioned.
You go into this fight, you get the win. Where do you see that taking you?
Um, to KFC, that's where it's taking me. Nah. A bucket of KFC with with some gravy, coleslaw, and some French fries. Nah, man. You know what? I think it's gonna get me to where I want to get to. Top 10, or if not closer to the if not closer to the top 10. I want to make a really good run for that belt. Before I get too old. But if and keep fighting. I just I'm blessed. I think I feel better now than what I was when I was 21, and I feel kind of this is it, man. This is my chance, and this is my last chance to give it a good go. And you know what? If I end up retiring after 2 years or whatever, at least I know that I got in there and did it. And then I fought in the UFC and I came back and then after all that, people said, nah, he's not going to get back to the UFC. Come back and then had another, 4 fights, 6 fights now. Like I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at, and I thank God for that.
I know you love that fried chicken. It's the celebration bucket. So, has there been attempts to be like, hey, I should be your sponsor? Or you guys need to...
Yeah, I know Daniel Cormier's been like kind of doing that whole Popeye's chicken incident, but yeah, but I'm like I've always been a big KFC. I haven't eaten it for a while because I've been cutting weight, but I'm going to be hitting that the local KFC after my fight. So, but yeah, if you get a sponsor off them, man, it'd be awesome. But if not, then it's all good. We keep pushing and keep rolling through.
How to bring up the chicken. Wanted to touch on the fight one last time. Where do you feel you have the biggest advantage, and what's something you need to get done to get your hand raised August 1st?
Just make sure that I come in ready with my game plan that we're putting together. Making sure that we take everything away from Bigfoot, because this guy's going to come in and throw everything, and everything he throws is you're going to feel it. So I'm going to make sure that I come in there and do my best and execute our plan B, plan C if things don't work. But yeah, I'm really kind of. Yeah, I've got some big things happening with the team. The team's just kind of making sure everything is constructed and really well put together and that as well. So.
And you mentioned earlier, going to take this back to something you said earlier, there'd been some acting also in your entertainment now. So, what was that like?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. I did a movie. It's called Son of a Gun with Ewan McGregor. Obviously, Ewan McGregor is massive. Brenton Thwaites, he's started a few big blockbuster movies, Hollywood movies. Matty Nable, he's in some big films and that as well. Some Vin Diesel films and Nash Edgerton and we did that. It was awesome. Kind of learning from the guys. And then I did another movie as well with I was a main part in it, main role called Zombie Ninjas versus Black Ops, and that was awesome. I play the big boss of the zombie ninjas. So, but yeah, no, it's awesome. That was awesome, and they've got a funny one that's coming out as well. That's it's called Football Breakers. So that's kind of something else I want to kind of venture into with the film and that as well. So it's been good.
For us in the States, can we find these on Netflix or somewhere? Do you know?
Absolutely, Son of a Gun is online. Son of a Gun is online, and the other three are actually getting released soon. So,
and Zombie Ninjas versus Black Ops, I just can't picture anything more amazing. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Bro, that's one of the most exciting ones I reckon. I did so well in it, and I play the big. It's like a group of elite forces. They're in Afghanistan. Obviously, they get killed, and then they've been brought into a scientific unit, and then you know what happens after that. They get they do some science thing on it. Next thing they let loose. But it's awesome. I can't wait for it to come out.
I gotta thank you for this talk. It has been amazing to catch up with you. I can't wait for the fight. Who are the people you need to shout out to, the people you need to thank?
Obviously, you can hop onto soulthehulk.com for all my website and everything. Soul the Hulk at Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. Also, big shout out to my sponsors, Guys Grooming in WA, Drain Master WA, best plumbing, OTO Go, awesome marketing team, Cryo and Co, Gym and Fitness, Hulk MMA and Fitness. That's my gym. Tough Game Sports, Southern CrossFit. They're my conditioning. Them guys are awesome. Limousine Excursions, Pier 42 for hotel. They have me here at in Thailand, and man, I love you. Thank you, Ian, and thank you for the support with your hotel. Stunning Smiles, Sports Stars and Legends. Lakes Designer Meats. These guys give me the meat every week for my family, keeps my family alive. Thank you, Shane. Blue Dinosaur Paleo Bars, Map Cargo, AP Concreting, Drywall Industries. Thank you, Brian. You are the man. Max Proteins, Max Supplements, man. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for kind of listening to my interview, and thank you for having me on. And it's been a pleasure to have to be on your show, and a big thank you for it.
Always welcome. Thank you again. UFC 190, everyone. August 1st, live on pay-per-view. Tune in. Thank you for the time. Soa The Hulk.
Thank you, bro.